Hello and welcome back to Atlantia for our 5th episode here. And quick recap, our adventurers managed to fight off Reynard Wallerman's creations, these clockwork machines that were using jolts to power themselves up. They managed to capture Reynard and interrogate him a little bit. Bones discovered him with the heart of Atlantia. Elvin witnessed this as well and got a shock from trying to touch it, but nobody else knows that Bones has hidden the gem within Crickley's walls. You all travelled back to Crickley's and decided to reconvene in the morning as maybe a little bit tired out from the battle, deciding that Crickley's was a good place to lay low as various members of the party are being chased by the police, or wanted by the police. Did I miss something?
We had a duel.
Oh, you had a duel on the workshop roof. That's absolutely true. Oh, and this Tabaxi mage witnessed part of the
Rislana.
of the battle in the Skyport Hammer. Okay, we're not going to start in the morning at Crickley's. We're going to start in the middle of the night. Zion.
Yes.
You find yourself in a place that should feel familiar. The Swiftstone Inn. Angles slightly off. Eerily quiet. Feels like it might be the dead of night. A clock is ticking somewhere. You're walking through this pub. You pass a mirror and peer in and get shock. Because that's not your face. Or is it? Clean shaven, bald, scars crisscrossing the head.
Is this a face that I've seen in, let's just say, a couple of my dreams? I think I'm going to quite swiftly try punch the mirror and try break it. But with my 0 damage done with a punch, I don't think it breaks. Punch.
You punch the mirror. It doesn't break. You tumble through. And now you're in a labyrinth of mirrors. And every reflection is the face that you dread to see.
I think I'm going to amplify what I'm doing and try to cast like a fireball towards everything around me.
Okay.
Centered on me to destroy all the mirrors.
Okay. You feel this fire magic rising up inside. And the face reflected around grins a menacing smile and laughs. You hear this echoing laughter as the mirrors shatter from the fire. And now you're in memory that Zion doesn't quite recognize. This is when you made that wish. Describe the scene first.
So I think my person would be relatively flustered, still looking the same as what you just described in the mirror, probably hands covered in blood. Speaking to essentially a magic caster in front of him who's promised to deliver a wish to him, But Zion sounding quite, or I suppose maybe not Zion, sounding quite worried and quite stressed, is saying, spellcaster, I wish that I will be reincarnated so that I can get away with my past crimes.
And as this wish is granted by this sorcerer or whoever it is that's granting you this wish, in your mind you feel something not quite the way you expected it to go, and you wake up. First memory, Zion's first thought. And as you wake up in this dream, you wake up in reality and roll well magic.
Oh, okay, 5.
A 5.
Yeah. This dice has done me well so far.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't
5 isn't a 1, but 5 is bad.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to come back to what happens with that in a minute. Leo. You're a child. You have hands. You have legs.
Sorry, I just love the way that was said. You have hands. Sorry.
It's a big deal. Yeah.
It's a big moment.
Sorry, they ruined it.
No. It's a weird thing to say, so.
Makes sense.
Laughter is appropriate. You're laughing. You're running around. You're an innocent kid. You're just having fun in this wondrous place that is your childhood home. A place of happiness and love. You peek through the door into your father's workshop. A place that's so intriguing to your child's mind. Full of pouring contraptions and devices of wondrous capabilities. Your father isn't there. You walk through the door. You're around these things. Something catches your eye. Something, a machine sort of chugging away, clicking and turning with various levers and buttons. You buttons within your reach. You reach up. Cool. Slow motion. And various memories flash before you of the aftermath of this event that shaped the rest of your life. You're in the hospital. You hear blurry can voices be blurry? Yeah.
Muffled.
Distorted.
Muffled, yeah, muffled, distorted. Your father and mother arguing, feelings of that it might be your fault. It's what you're feeling right now. Another flash. Your father has built you these amazing limbs. You're trying them out for the first time. But this happy memory is scarred by a door slamming. Your mother and your sister leaving. And we fast forward to a more recent memory. The interaction with your father and the look on your sister's face. And I think at that moment, you wake up. Franklin. You find yourself in just in a blank midst. And you hear a voice that you recognize, a very familiar voice. Franklin? Is that you?
Armin?
And you see this part humanoid, part crab figure kind of hunched over with this kind of limping walk coming towards you. Franklin, my dear boy.
This is not how I imagined you in my head, I gotta be honest.
So, yeah, specifically it's like a hermit crab we're talking about. So so it's like this big sort of shell on his back, and this sort of swirling sort of spiral type shell, with bits of sort of moss kind of growing off the shell, but also off his skin, and he's got these kind of stalks with the eyeballs on the end, sort of swiveling around, sort of kind of erratically. Franklin, what have you been up to?
I mean, pretty much the same as always. Just looking at trash and
I think you've been having some more interesting adventures of late.
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't say any more interesting than usual. What are you trying to say? Like, I live an interesting life.
He comes up way too close to you, puts both his hands on your shoulders, and he's quite a lot taller than you, so it's probably just like kind of moved down. Both the stalks swivel round. Frank, you're mixed up in some important stuff.
Look,
Franklin, one of royal blood is finally here. They will restore the heart of Atlantia. What's that?
look, if you need to rearrange dinner plans, I get it. Like, we can figure something else out. You're being weird. Are you in my head right now? Is it like, are you communicating with me? Or am I dreaming?
Why can't it be both?
Well,
And he
that's
disappears.
a bit of a nonsense. Franklin wakes up and he's just annoyed.
You gotta figure out for yourself if you want to go visit him and ask him what that was about, or if you're gonna take Dream Armin's word for it.
Okay.
It's very unclear, and if that was just a dream.
Right. Okay. Have we communicated in similar ways before? Or is that...
No.
He's a spooky boy. Look at that.
Franklin doesn't judge my appearance.
Okay. Dolian.
Yeah.
Your dream is of your earliest memory. You see these faces above you, looking down, smiling. You're not sure if this memory is entirely accurate, because you don't quite remember the faces of your parents. But there's a feeling of it's this comfortable sort of feeling of safety, jarred by sadness of the fact that you didn't have that feeling the rest of your childhood. And instead, you had to slave away in a factory. Little hands turning screws, carrying things, face of suit, being having to do these things or work this intense job that no child should have to do. But in this moment, your dreams seem peaceful as you remember your parents. And not quite remember, not quite memories, but more facts that you knew about them, that your mind is now imagining and creating the scenarios of how that might have played out. Your parents were factory workers, and you know that they were well liked by the community that they were in. You know that they hosted lots of people at their place, even though they didn't have a lot, but they shared what they had. And not you kind of linger on these happier moments as your mind imagines these things before you wake up. Elwyn, your dreams are a little more uncomfortable as voices start to speak to you. Some voices of people, children that you knew. Some voices pleading with you. Some voices screaming. And these voices stack, so it becomes almost unbearable. But then a new voice that you've never heard speaks. Elwyn, my child. You have an important task ahead. You are the only one who could do it. And the other voices fade away. And what you see before you is the glowing red gem 4. And you have a comfortable, familiar feeling radiating off of this gem. It feels warm, it feels inviting, it feels almost meant for you. And the voice says, "Do not be scared. the heart of Atlantia. And although the voices wanted the power of the stone, and that shocked you, you feel like the stone itself isn't going to harm you. And now we join Bones. Doesn't quite function in the night the same as the other living creatures. I guess you're still living, but in a different sort of setting. Memories drift through. And it's more that you're sort of analysing situations as they're passing through your mind. The moment that you gained that level of consciousness and why. The moment of being given orders to enter Atlantia and trying to find out what you can from here. Moments of interactions with other beings that maybe confused you and then you've learned from. But as you're still aware, as you're still in this semi-state of wakefulness, Reynard is in your room. Yeah, correct?
Yeah. I deliberately put him in the same room as me.
You're aware of his heartbeat slowing. Reynard doesn't wake up. You get a sense that he is incredibly weak at this point.
So he's unconscious, but I'm hearing his heartbeat slow. Is that?
Yeah.
I don't see anyone else do any healing magic, have I? Can I rush over to him and try and do some kind of medical check or something? Just try and get an assessment of
Give me a medicine check.
of what's going on. So, 14.
14. He's dying. And quickly, in the next few minutes, this heartbeat is going to go. He doesn't even have the energy to wake up from sleep. You have a sense that there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
So, I'm not. This might take a DM ruling on this,
Sure.
but I have the ability to quicken heal myself if I spend ki, which I'm imagining. I've always understood ki for Bones purposes as more of the sort of stored electricity that he's using to sort of infuse himself and push himself a little bit further.
Okay.
Is there any way I can attempt to?
You want to be like
I'm trying to-
human
Basically,
defibrillator.
An automaton defibrillator. I'm trying to like spark in that key into him to give him at least a little bit more life.
Yeah. You can absolutely do that. So as you realise you can do something, you
I think, well, if I'm able to hear his heart, I can probably make sure I'm positioned right over it. And I'm then just trying to shock that sort of pulse through him into his system to give him a jolt.
I'm imagining the sort of glowing, tracing the patterns on your body as it kind of pulses out, and then this jolt injects into Raynor, and he does open his eyes and he wakes up and he looks at you and he says, "The heart is killing me. Did you touch it?"
I didn't. I don't think. No, I didn't. I wrapped it in. Yeah. I didn't. But Elwyn did.
She may not be safe. And your jolt managed to get that heartbeat steady, but only for about 30 seconds, as this curse takes hold again.
Okay.
And
I
it
guess
drops.
in his final breaths, can I be like, as I sense, I guess if I'm sensing his heartbeat slowing again, is there anything that we need to know? Your moments are dwindling.
Stop, my father. I'm the circle of 5. And that's it. All right. So,
What?
the morning.
Can I just ask, what time would Franklin have woken up from his dream? Would it be like early in the morning, like 2 or 3 in the morning?
Whenever you like. Is that when you would feel like you would want to wake up?
I mean, I don't know. I think,
You could have woken up with the start and then got back to sleep again.
yeah, but I think if Franklin had this dream and suspected that he was being contacted by Armin, I think he would just head immediately to find, like, to Armin's shack.
Okay.
Try and, yeah.
Sure. In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like, yeah, let's do that. Armin's shack is in Sneer's End, which isn't too far from Underbridge. So, but you are sort of just walking. I think it would take about 40-minute walk together.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So yeah, you approach Armin's shack. Snare's End is a really run-down area. There's only a few sort of hovels kind of around here, and really kind of dirt path that's barely a path. As you approach this sort of half sort of cave, basically, that is Armin's home.
Is there a door to speak of, or is it just...
Yes, there is a door. It's been sort of carefully carved. The door frame has been sort of carved out of the rock here. And yes, there's a sort of wooden door that doesn't quite meet the top or the bottom of the stone door frame.
Okay. Well, I'm just bashing on the door. Screaming.
So you hear sort of shuffling from inside and a kind of a lantern being lit, and you see an Armin opens the door. Franklin, what on earth are you doing at this time of night?
Did you send me, like, a brain dream? What did you call it? You telepathic crab man.
Well, my grandfather was known for entering people's minds and messing with them. But me, I don't believe so. It may have occurred. Perhaps at some future point. Oh. Correct.
So at a future point, you will have had telepathically communicated with me in the past.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, now you say it, it does make sense. Okay.
Perhaps it is one of these self-fulfilling prophecies,
Yeah.
where you, by telling me that I've already done it, means that I will do it.
Yeah, say no more. I got it. On board.
Would you like a cup of tea?
I think...
And as he turns around and gestures, you notice that the kettle was already there and has been like boiling you're not sure if he left it on the night before or if he's used some sort of magic. But I think you know that this is always the way with Arden. You're never quite sure if he's using magic or not, or if he's just just these kind of ways of like it just subtly happens in the corners of your eyes. And it's like, was that there before, or did something happen?
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll say, I can go for a quick brew, but then I probably need to head back and get my 8 hours sleep, which is important.
Yes, that's for a healthy, balanced lifestyle. You
Yeah,
must have the proper amount.
exactly. And I know we were meant to meet for dinner later, but I think this cup of tea might have to do it for today because I got some pressing stuff. I know we've had this arranged for years, but can we make an exception this time? Is that okay with you?
He looks. One eye swivels to the kettle, one eye swivels to you, and says,
Well, in an emergency, I suppose our arrangements can be rearranged.
and kind of leads you in.
Perfect.
Cool. Okay, morning proper. How's everyone? Who wants to?
Magic.
Stuff?
Wild magic.
Wild magic. Yes, we didn't come back to that. You're absolutely right. Yes. Okay. No. Sorry. You're doing that at about 2 or 3 in the morning, and this is also happening.
So I rolled a 5.
You did roll 5.
I did, yes.
As you open your eyes, your room is full of shards. Every surface has pieces of mirror sticking out from the wood. And in every reflection of each shard, flames are flickering. It seems like in the middle of the night, or just before you woke up with a start, these shards have just exploded out from you, and you're surrounded by these reflections of flickering flame.
I think rather than going back to sleep, I'll still spend the rest of the night resting. I won't necessarily sleep similar, I suppose, to Franklin. Still getting 8 hours of rest time, but just not actually sleeping. I'm going to take probably one of the shards, grip it in my hand so it actually starts to cut a little bit into my hand, probably the first scar that I think I actually have on my body now. And I'm going to shave my hair off. And maybe making similar marks as what, not trying to make the marks, but maybe in the process making similar marks as what's happened before. Trying to, I don't know, I just feel like I'm a bit dirty from the dreams. I want to get rid of like my hair. I think I'm going to keep the goatee, but shaving the hair away.
Okay.
Try cleanse myself with the fire in the mirror, if that makes sense.
Interesting. You would need to like kind of clear a path of these shards to get
Yeah,
to
that'd be a fair point.
and stuff. So yeah, are you gonna do some sort of clean up and kind of hide this?
I think I'm going to take shaped water, so I'll have like a basin that I usually clean myself
Yeah.
with. I'm going to use that to essentially push through some of the shards to sort of like break them off into places. I might leave some shards still on the ground and might kind of hurt my feet as I'm sort of walking over it, but I'll get most of it potentially at least into one corner of the room, almost usually like a brush.
Yeah.
To try clear a path.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to do a slight hand check to see how well, for example, I cut my hair. That
Sure.
might be a good one.
Yeah.
So 15.
Yeah. I think you're fine.
Couple wee nicks here or there, but not
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think who might have heard this because that would have made quite a noise.
Yeah.
But I'm also wondering whether, because you know that strange things have happened in your dreams before, and you've woken
Soundproofed a
up
little.
to, perhaps you might have soundproofed this room or done something to this room because of previous experiences.
You see, like along a lot of the walls, it's like almost like fire retardant material. Trying to, well, I think sound maybe is not the main thing, but maybe like protecting it from, particularly fire is the main thing in my mind. So maybe somebody close by might have heard. Depends who sleeps in a similar room to me.
I mean, if Franklin's coming back at like, what time is this happening?
Yeah, see, so I think this would have been about the same time as you were actually
So I'm
awake.
already away.
I'm just gonna roll your luck.
Roll a D2.
If it's D2.
Yeah.
Is that just flipping a coin?
Yeah.
If it's low, you would have heard.
Okay.
Bones is also up because he's like, shocking somebody. I think
That's true. Quickly's is the sprawling
suppose,
sort of
yeah.
building. I don't know how close. I think the staff quarters are maybe a little bit apart from everyone else, but just because Franklin is actually awake this time and moving about, I think I'm gonna roll for Franklin. Yeah, that was a 4. So I think you do
Do
hear
I hear
something.
before I go or after?
I think it's when you come back, when you're coming back. So more towards the early morning.
Oh well, we're sharing a room as well, aren't we?
Wait, no.
War
We did the first night, so I don't. We probably would have the second night.
Okay. So this thing with Reynard happens while you're away. You're coming back.
Okay.
So Bones, you would have known that Franklin would have left. But as you're coming back, making your way back to your shared room,
I think
you
I probably
noticed this.
would have said something to you like, oh, I'm just gonna like check in on a friend.
You've got like an acknowledging nod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that.
I wouldn't have stopped you anyway.
No. So you are currently further away from your own room, but close enough that you hear the sound of, it just sounds like shattering glass, basically.
Right.
In this kind of moment of this kind of smashing sound.
Does any of the glass come like sliding out under the door?
I don't think so. I imagine that you've kind of made, like,
Yeah.
had some sort of,
So
like,
that's
jammed up these doors.
Yeah.
Because this is, it's not a regular occurrence, that's a strange thing.
From past experience.
But yeah. But it's regular enough that I think you would have done
There's
lots
maybe
of
like
this room.
a
to
shard
make
that's big enough to make like a little teeny hole. You know, you can get like goes right through and there's a teeny.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
So that can definitely be visible potentially.
Do you think you would ignore the sound
This is like
in the night? Or
tempting.
you don't know it's from Zion's room.
Oh, I don't know specifically.
No, you don't specifically know it's from Zion's room. You just hear the smashing sound. Yeah, I might get Leo to roll as well. Although you would be asleep, but I think maybe yeah.
If it's like loud noise. I mean, kind of fitting if it would be explosion.
Yeah. That's true.
That could quite trigger me.
This is a regular occurrence that she's had to deal with before now.
I think we annoy each other pretty much.
Yeah.
If he's on Jordan there, that's not quite it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know, Joe. Yeah, perception. Even though you're asleep, so maybe disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it was 2 times the same thing. 10.
No, I think it maybe kind of coincides with you sort of
Time to the explosion in her dream.
Wow.
His dream, sorry.
or that's in one.
Yeah, synchronized.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
think-
dreams were. It's different. Things mean different things.
Yeah, all the all the shards are magnetic and they all just pull towards it. No.
It matters so much.
No, it's kind of, it happens just as you sort of wake up and you just kind of your mind just sort of thinks that was a part of your dream. Just
Let
before
us
you
go
woke up.
back there. Design.
Yeah, so Franklin, you do notice this, but you don't know it's specifically Zion's room that's from.
Yeah, I mean, I probably like start look towards the direction that it came in, and then I think I would go back to the room and be like, you didn't happen to hear that big explosion-y, glassy sound? I don't know after the...
Afraid I did not. Although we do have other problems. Reyna has just popped.
Oh, would you look at that? Yeah, I mean, he wasn't looking particularly well, but
His heart just seemed to slowly fail in the night.
that does not help. Was it a minute ago?
More than
I
that.
don't think I have any said though.
That's
I mean, I think I know the general direction, and I think maybe Zion and Leo were that way, or
Yeah, I think you maybe would have had a sense that the staff quarters are in that general direction of buildings, because you would have seen them go that way at the evening when you all kind of go to the other area of Crickley's for your rooms, and then I think you might fit that together.
We should maybe check on them then.
yeah,
Smashing glass, you said? It could be a window. Maybe someone has found it.
that's exactly what I was thinking. Someone trying to super sneak on us? I don't think so.
Should we head and check on Leo and Zion?
Yeah, let's go keep our heads in or something.
Do you know where they which rooms are
I
there?
have a general direction. I was hoping the doors would be labeled.
I'd leave that up to you guys. Would you put your names outside the doors?
Mine says Franklin, stay out now.
Just a symbol with a rat and a red light.
It's like
Genuinely love that.
the rat sit down on the floor like, oh,
I think my door is pretty recognizable because it probably has claw marks or anything. It's pretty fucked up.
Right, yeah. Okay.
I paid for that already.
you guys are not sharing a room, are you?
No.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I guess go
Leo
Yeah.
covered in like glass.
Glass, yes.
go
I
gently.
just imagine it going perfectly right and so leaving an outline.
Yeah.
Go gently rap on Leo's door.
Scrub you gently.
Yeah, I'm awake at a point, so yeah. Sticking my head off. What?
Hey, just checking to see you're alright. Did you hear a loud noise?
Maybe a window smashing?
You thought this was part of your dream,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you're
so
very
I'm really confused.
Yeah.
What? Maybe I did, yeah. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
What?
Are you doing alright?
No,
You
no.
look a bit shook.
I'm not doing right. But what? Window, okay, where?
I don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Franklin heard a smashing sound that may have been a window.
Down here.
Where
Can you
someone's
check
breaking
on
in.
Zion? No?
Not yet. Where's Zion's room?
Well, over there. Well, I would know it.
Yeah, you would
Right.
know. Yeah. So do you go over and knock
Yeah,
on Zion's
Zion's
door? Zion, so would you have done that, gone back to sleep, and then do the shape thing, or was that immediately?
that's-
I'm awake. I'm gonna clear some of this
Clear
area.
out the glass that's on the ground, only on the ground because I don't really care about stuff on the walls.
Okay.
And I'm sitting in front of the mirror if that's still intact. Even though it's intact, if it's shattered, it might make it harder to cut. And I'm putting the picture that was given to me during the first session of that character who, or at least not given to me, that I picked up, of like their wife and kid that clearly must have been killed by me. And I'm placing it like by the mirror as I'm sort of shaving as best as possible with that shard of glass, probably cutting into myself a bit.
Okay. So
Yeah,
as
so
you're,
they probably are I'm midway through
I
cutting.
think you're maybe midway through this
Yeah.
process as you hear them knock on your door.
Do they say any other lines rather than just a knock?
Not at first, but if you don't respond, then they're.
Yes.
Zion, you all good?
not overly, no.
Did-
Come in.
Did something smash or?
Yeah.
As you say that, come in, probably push open the door.
You see glass sharded into pretty much every wall into the door. Probably crunch as soon as you.
Do you want to describe your room a little bit?
So just be like a sort of single bed covered in some quite maybe not rich furs, but like probably the ones you probably find at the discount shop. But first to make it quite warm on a cold day, the room probably was just covered in like a light blue paint, but that's been like sort of cut to pieces now. And like I had one window that's probably a bit blown out from all the glass that hit into it. It was just a simple small room. It was nothing exotic. And like I had like a bit of a dresser table to just make sure myself look okay before I left each morning. And, like all my suits and stuff are all completely destroyed by the glass that just went everywhere, I suppose.
Yeah, shredded, unless they were like in a chest. or
Yeah,
something.
so I imagine I'd have like maybe a couple in like a small, what do you call it? Ottoman? Is that?
Yeah, okay.
And then maybe some in like a sort of already open cupboard. So
Okay.
that stuff's all right.
Yeah.
So as you come in, it's just a small, simple room with some stuff that looks maybe somewhat. So obviously I've not been given my money. So but the place is a state, and my head's a state for at least the half that I've cut the hair off of. And I'm just sort of staring at the window, and well, staring at this photo probably more so, and just continuing to cut as you sort of come in.
Zion, what the fuck is going on here?
That's an appropriate possibly.
Yeah. I maybe made a bit of a realization of who I am last night, and it's not good. I sort of hand over the picture that you'll probably remember, at least from the person you threw out. I've killed a lot of people. A lot of people. And I don't know what to do. I've been having dreams for months of this person killing families, killing whole towns, pretty much, as far as I can kind of recall. And it was me. It was me that was doing it. I sort of with tears in my eyes. I don't know what to hand myself in, or try to do something to help. I don't know. What can I do? As I'm just sort of continuing to cut another scrape of hair off. I'm a monster. I'm a killer. And then I think I put the glass down when half of it's gone. I'm sorry. Maybe for the way I've treated you, Franklin. I don't know what else I can do to make up for what's happened in the past. I don't think there's any way I can. Maybe after we're done here, I need to hand myself into the authorities. Maybe after this, Bones, maybe you can kill me.
Okay, hold on. Calm down. Nobody's going to authorities, nobody's getting killed. Breathe. Are you sure this is... This is just dreams, right?
It's not dreams.
Dreams can be manipulated. Memories can lie.
And at that, I think, can everyone roll an Arcana check?
It's amazing. It's a 1.
Okay.
16.
13?
10.
22.
Ooh.
23.
Ooh. Nice. I think only you two have a sense that what's been going on in people's minds, there was maybe some sort of external presence. Not manipulating, not lying, not forcing, just maybe provoking dark memories and observing. I guess yours wasn't a dark memory.
A dark future.
I actually think in your conversation with Armin, you had tea with Armin. I think as you discussed this sort of telepathy, yeah, you get a sense that there was a sort of watching presence in your mind as you think back to that dream. That was this sort of strange telepathic communication, and I think this sort of self-fulfilling prophecy that we were talking about, where Armin will at some point go back and give you this message. I think that saves you from whatever was kind of trying to provoke a dark memory in your dream there. Does that make sense? You've prevented this from happening, and now you're realizing that you prevented something bad from happening by telling Armin that that happened, that he will go back and
Yeah.
prevent.
Makes sense.
So,
I think that makes sense.
Is quantum entanglement.
Yeah, that's what that's what it was. Yeah.
Maybe we'll insert a graphic on the timeline and how this works.
Just insert a full article about quantum entanglement.
Yeah, now scroll through it. Okay, now you know. Okay, and we're back.
Yeah.
So you had dark memories. Did you pair have dark memories?
No, but a strange thing did happen, and I think because of quantum entanglement, it would have prevented dark things from.
I'm not sure if quantum entanglement has been discovered.
Oh,
But we
it
can-
had. By me.
Right now, that's it. Yeah.
Wait.
Frank might know about it. Doesn't mean the rest knows about it.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of gibberish.
Yeah. You looked pretty shook up when we came to you. Did you have a similar dream?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
Well-
Feels like something's prodding us, if nothing else.
What were the other two?
Yeah. Should we go check?
Am I awake yet?
Not quite yet. Or are you guys gonna go try and wake up these guys and just?
I think we probably
Start,
let's
start.
just try and piece this all together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so go and find your rooms and we'll like pair you up.
Well, this could be your
Finish.
Maybe at this point, Franklin's like, I actually think I need to go be alone and think about things. I'm gonna figure some stuff out and try and rest a little, but catch me up in the morning.
Once quickly, I follow after you. It's a really bad shave job.
Just half of it's really
Yeah.
precise, and the other
Yeah,
other
that's
half
pretty close. Yeah, maybe it's a bit rushed.
a bit patchy.
Yeah. I'm not very good with my left hand, so
Yeah.
I guess
Are
we.
you cut up or anything?
Yeah, I think definitely if I'm brushing the last bit, the left side maybe a bit.
Yeah, because Leo would he has like first aid stuff in this room. Like he has to.
Puts my alcohol in as I'm walking.
Yeah. You got like a kind of cloth or like.
Is your head scars? Like.
My head wasn't scarred before I started, so it was baby bottom smooth. Yeah, a couple of mix.
So you're going to wake these guys up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, who's knocking on my door?
I think we're just all gonna both doors at once.
Should I know?
Yeah.
Hey, not both at once.
Towards Logan.
I'm not waking up.
Oh, you just want to stay in this dream.
I'm not waking up.
Okay.
I'm waking up. I get the door open really fast and look around me, and once I see Bones, I'm like, where is it?
Nice.
We're over by the other door, like, huh?
I'm not even noticing.
Yeah.
what they look like.
Yeah.
I'm just like, where is it?
It's hidden.
Where?
It won't be hidden. It's hidden.
Bones smiling, that's not accurate.
Julian.
Look, oh my god.
Sorry, come up. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, have you locked the door?
Well, yes, it's locked.
He's paranoid. I think that fits.
He's left the key in it, so if you in the master.
Yeah, you could attempt to pick the lock if you wanted, or are you just gonna leave him to sleep?
You're just gonna open it.
It's still fairly early in the morning, so I don't know if you just want to be like, okay, well, maybe just leave him for breakfast. Up to you guys. Up to you guys.
Continue their stuff before we do.
Yeah.
What's going on over there? What are you doing?
It's been an interesting night. I assume you've had one as well.
Nightmares, he means.
Why are you trying to open the door?
Because he is probably having nightmares too.
Right, I'll try to kick in the door.
Okay. Make an attack roll, unarmed strike.
27. I'm a bit unhinged, so this door may come
So
down
the
soon.
story's about to become unhinged.
I mean, if he's having nightmares, like I have.
Thanks. Thank you. Okay, are you like charging this? Describe it for us. How are you kicking the door?
I just run against it, and if that doesn't work, I just really kick it with my feet.
Yeah. Okay. So
Till it.
this sound of your door being kicked in is definitely gonna wake you up.
I throw 2 daggers at the door.
Just like that's just your response. Make a couple attack rolls with your daggers against Elwyn's armor class.
It's okay, I'll end your dream very soon.
Your dreams and you.
I have it like under my pillows,
Yeah.
daggers, because you know that makes sense.
That doesn't make sense.
First one is a nat 1, but it's a 10 in total.
That one.
Yeah.
And the second one is an 18.
Does 18 beat your 18?
Yeah, it does.
So the first one just goes totally wild, and I'm gonna say it sticks up in the ceiling above your head. But then with your second one, you do manage to hit and roll some damage for that dagger.
That's 7.
You take 7 points of piercing damage.
What on earth?
I think I have the first aid stuff still.
So who's all witnessing this right now? Yeah.
All of us bar Franklin.
Yeah.
I'm grappling it like, are you awake? Are you awake?
Who are you? And then, you know, after a while I realize it's you. And look at the door and at the other people and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Do you want to get killed?
He's fine, that's normal. Then I
Yeah.
walk out again to ask you guys.
You get benched for me. There you go.
Thank you.
Just while they're doing that, I'll leave them to talk. I'm going to realise the door's slightly broken. I'm going to take the 2 pieces of door, put it together, and cast mending to repair the door because I'm worried about Mr. Quickly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. And as that's going on, because of that one, that dagger drops in the ceiling and hits you in the head. No damage. Just really annoying.
What about sneak damage? Does that?
Yeah, the dagger gets sneak attack.
As well as I should.
I think we can do a really beautiful animation of that dagger for you.
You've now got like a lump on your forehead.
Okay guys, what's going on? What is happening here?
I handed the rest of the bandages that I didn't.
Oh, sorry about that actually, the dagger. But why do you kick my door in, eh?
We all
Oh, you needed help?
had dreams. Dark dreams. Prying dreams.
Okay.
Bones, do you dream?
Not normally, no.
Yeah,
Well,
Franklin thought it was. Well, Franklin's not here, but Franklin thought it was very suspicious, I guess.
Was it a normal dream for you?
Not in the intensity, but it happened.
You shaved your head. Your dream could not have been good.
Yeah, what's up with that, Simon?
Fair observation.
I mean, it looks cool, I give you that.
The dream I had was maybe not necessarily a dream, but not particularly proud of, shall we say. And I think some of our dreams might have been memories rather than nightmares necessarily. Memories
Also-
called up on purpose. Sorry.
Reynard is dead.
Oh.
He passed in the night. His heart was slowly failing. I did what I could to give him a jolt for maybe 30 seconds more of life. And he's gone. Although obviously you could all see that he was just dying old age.
Did he have a grudge on him? I thought he would, you know...
I didn't kill him.
Okay.
If I would wanted to kill him, he would have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, because you called us out to not kill him during fighting, so
He did, with his final words, say that we had to stop his father, and he mentioned the Circle of Five. Does that ring a bell for anyone that phrased the Circle of Five?
Roll me a history.
14.
14. No. You don't know.
And the final piece of information that you should probably know, because it's probably not coincidental, the heart of Atlantia is here.
Excuse me, the heart of what?
it was mentioned yesterday by Reynard. The city said it cursed him.
It's a gem of some kind. The one I suspect that Reynard stole from the temple, possibly causing the earthquake.
Is it valuable?
You shouldn't touch it.
Why?
I think I agree with Elwyn here. You can't just go and sell something.
No, no.
It's quite important.
Why don't...
No, don't touch it.
Why?
Remember when I said I will need a moment?
Okay.
I'm fine. I don't need a moment.
Are you still in the doorway here?
Apparently.
Oh,
I
Okay.
assume we're in the room.
Yeah, I'd imagine we've kind of started to gather in the room.
Okay.
As this has gone on. Maybe shut the door. Particularly, actually, I think Bones would have made sure the door was shut when he started.
So what's up with this gem? I mean, I never saw her like that.
Yeah, what's up with the gem?
Do you think the gem caused the dreams?
I suspect so.
Did Reynard die because of the gem?
I think that was what he was inferring when we spoke with him the other day. That the gem was cursing him, taking his essence. I don't know exactly what it was doing, but he seemed to attribute the gem to his condition.
And you touched it.
Maybe.
And you're still fine?
What's the fun?
I am perfect.
in terms of your anyone who wants to like maybe make a medicine check
Yes.
against Elwyn, go for it.
Well, it was 7. For a short period of time, I think it was thought it was an 18, but okay.
7, 6,
16.
16,
21.
21. Okay, I think you two kind of get the sense that the only thing wrong with Elwyn was the damage she took from that dagger.
I'm not feeling that.
Maybe in your head, but in terms of your physical well-being, you are perfectly healthy.
Trying to take temperature with my hand, which doesn't really work.
That's very funny.
Zion, she seems okay to me. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with her.
I said I'm alright.
If you said it's here, did you touch it or did only Ellen touch it?
I got close. I put it in some fabric, so kind of wrapped it up without actually making contact. Reynard seemed to attempt to use the gem in some capacity as I chased after him.
Yes, no, you're right. He was about to do something with it as a kind of last ditch, desperate attempt, because he kind of already knew that it was affecting him. So it was like, well, it kind of got worse. I was trying to attempt to harness this power, but you stopped him before he could do it.
So he did something with it. Seemed to almost affect me. I recognized the magic that the gem was using. I was not always an automaton with the level of cognition that you see now. For a long time, I was still an automaton, but much more like the ones that you would have seen in the square. Not in physicality, obviously better made than those, but in terms of recognition, followed orders. I did as I was told. Yeah, the best way I can describe it is a little bit like, imagine you are, imagine that the waking world is going on around you, but you are just stumbling through it in a dream. No autonomy, no control, just orders. You follow, you do. But then something caused me to wake up. I don't know if it was the gem, but I can't help but feel a connection to the magic of the gem. If that's so, if it can make matter comprehend itself in some way, then it is a powerful artifact indeed.
So, are you guys spending some time in this room? Are you maybe going through for breakfast? You, I think, now all completed a long rest. Although you took that dagger damage afterwards, so yeah, unfortunately, you got that scratch.
7 hit points of 100.
Yeah, we're gonna cut over to Franklin while you're maybe thinking about where you want to be in the morning. Franklin, you went to kind of be by yourself.
I think I've gone back to our room, locked the door, curtains closed. I've got a bunch of lamps, like the Pixar lamps, and a bunch of magnifying glasses on similar movable armatures, and I'm just working away.
This corpse of Raynar in the background.
That's
Yeah.
animated. Just drawers full of shit that I'm using to. Yeah, I don't know how this works. It says I am able to make extra magical items.
Yeah.
After a long rest, but what that long rest looks like is me tinkering, basically.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Not been super anyway. So yeah, I guess in the morning, or 11:30ish, 12.
Yeah.
In the morning. Yeah.
Or maybe before 12.
Okay, 11:30.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Does that does that work for you?
Yes, for me, I guess. I'm gonna come out. Where's Bones? Is he just standing outside the room, or is he having breakfast inside?
I'd probably have sat with folks for
Yeah.
breakfast, but I don't want to go detail.
Right. I guess I'm gonna carry my jacket down, my white sleeves on my shirt under my waistcoat are rolled up, I look pretty disheveled. Waistcoat unbuttoned. You've never seen Franklin without his jacket, let alone with 10 pairs of goggles on his head. His trouser legs are also rolled up, because,
It's a free thing again.
yeah, his legs sweat. I don't know. He gets into his own when his trouser legs are rolled up. So he comes down with his jacket, and looks everyone over, and then one by one gives everyone a wee item.
I'm not at the table, I'm still in the room.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Yours is the best one. And so for Callum, for Bones, he hands him an eyepiece that looks quite similar to his own, but it has the lens in it has like a pinkish hue, and it doesn't look entirely concave. Like it's more like a dice looking thing actually, like that sort of shape to it. And you have for 5 hours the eyes of the eagle is called, which I think gives you advantage on perception checks. You can see really far. For Leo, it's actually a toe ring. Do you have robot toes? Okay. What do your feet look like? Can you describe them to me in great detail?
I have a picture for you. Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
So
They're not that intricate, actually.
So, sort of where this toe cap meets the base of the foot,
Yeah.
Franklin just pops in a little ring that, in a similar way to the ring that became a glove, it sort of grows in plates over your foot,
Okay.
and you now have a ring of jumping.
Nice.
If only we had
Well,
that
thank you.
yesterday. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it help against magnetism?
Resistance to magnetism.
For Elwyn, Franklin hands you a cloak, which looks just like an ordinary black cloak, but you feel the material and it feels woven through with like a strange, like, I don't know, like a Kevlar weave almost feeling, and it's the cloak of protection. For Zion, he hands you a little necklace and says, "Probably could have used this yesterday, to be honest, because your head is all scarred up and shit. What you've been doing?" And it's the periapt of wound closure. So it's a little necklace that, if you're knocked down, it turns into a little like robotic spider,
Nice.
crawls over to the last wound you took and like cauterizes it essentially.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's some. You don't get that shit.
Thank you, Franklin.
Yeah, I get you.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Okay, are you guys all just sitting there? Dolan's not arrived yet. This is 11:30. We've established.
Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna go to Dolian's room and just bash on the door. and
Okay.
say, "I left you some shoes."
Like a hand comes out of the room, takes the gloves, says thank you, and goes like in the hand.
Okay, You don't know what it does. Until you try to use it, you will not know.
That's cool.
Are you wanting to sort of discuss what are you thinking? How are you feeling? Do you have any plans for this day?
We gotta get going. Like, preferably we sort this all out in the next 5 hours, because I did a bit of a rush job with these. Like, they look cool. I did the best that I could do, but we've only got 5 hours, and then they're gonna either disintegrate or explode. I'm not sure entirely.
Seems fair.
Not really, no.
Well, yeah, that might be bad.
That might be bad.
Yours is one of the disintegrate ones. Some of the other guys, I don't know. Looks inside.
The necklace.
The cloak looks good with my hat. I like it.
Oh shit! I should have made it purple.
It's fine.
Okay, at this point, someone comes in the door quickly. A Triton. Looks around, sees you, goes over and sits on an opposite table, and just stares at you.
Does everyone notice, or is it just me that notices him particularly?
Yeah, I mean, it's the morning. Well, I guess it's getting towards sort of 12 when some maybe patrons are coming in. There's other people working right now.
I guess when we're not in our little group,
Yeah.
I would put on the hat
Okay.
and just look like a random other elf person.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you probably would have noticed that this person's come in and sat down, but maybe not have noticed that they're staring at bolts.
If there's like a bit of a conversation going on or whatever, like I might just try and sort of slip out at a quiet moment. I'll just say something very simple, like I'll be back in a moment, and head out.
Yeah.
Um,
Just outside of the.
So I think what I would probably try and do is I would leave the sort of this pub area, head down maybe one of the corridors, switch once again to a different face
Okay.
that I presume the individual would recognise as it's one of the ones picked up,
Yeah.
but not necessarily, it's not one that this group has seen.
Right.
And this one is an elf, sort of very tall, sort of slender but quite well built, sort of leathers and armour, sort of slick back, dark black hair, slightly sort of tan skin, and he then just comes round from a different part of the pub to sit with this Triton.
Okay. Do you have any report to make? I've been sent here. We heard about the earthquake. We decided it might be prudent to check on your progress.
There are forces working against one another in this city, over the heart of Atlantia.
The heart.
The heart itself is exceptionally dangerous.
Yes, well.
And can only be moved by royal blood. That's my intel tells me.
Now that's interesting. Didn't have that.
The last one that tried to move it died in his sleep last night.
Yes. Did you try and revive him?
I did,
And he's still down.
yes.
Interesting. A pattern we also found when we tried to steal it.
I believe that the removal of the heart was connected to the earthquake and the temple. Do we still want it?
If you can get it back to Aguilera, the Queen and the Prince would be much appreciated. But if it should come to it, and there is a choice between saving this filthy city or yourself, Bones, flee. Leave this place and save yourself and come back to us. These people are not worth it. We have made a significant investment in you.
Understood.
Right. Gather more information that you can. And come back to my later. Alright. And yeah, kind of gets up to leave. Unless you want to say anything else.
Can I, as he sort of stands up, can I give him a quick look over? If
Yeah.
there's anything.
Insight?
Yeah. Just well, I'm not so much looking at him so much. I'm presuming I trust him, but I'm more looking if he's got anything of note on his person.
Okay. So what would you say? Perception or investigation?
Well, I do now get perception.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, okay, perception.
26.
So you see that they do have a long dark cloak underneath. They are wearing sort of traditional clothes of their people that would be kind of recognizable if anyone knew how people dressed in Anguillaria. So he's kind of trying to hide that. A weapon, they have a short sword on their belt. They have various sort of jewellery, rings on their fingers, bangles, pierced ear, long, kind of shoulder length hair. Nothing really out of the ordinary, nothing of sort of note.
I think I was particularly trying to look and see if there was any like papers or orders that he might have like concealed in his jacket, anything that he might have knowledge of that I don't necessarily have knowledge of.
Right, I think he's definitely carrying a sack. You don't necessarily know what's inside. You could perhaps try and...
Possibly then, during the conversation, I realise that's a slight retcon, but could I have tried to stealthily just find out...
Take something from his
basically.
bag? Sleight of hand.
14.
14. I think he notices your hand going towards his bag. Just looks at you inquiringly, like, what is this?
I think I would just play it off as a stretch or something. Like I'm just sort of
Deception.
what was it, 30?
I think he doesn't question it, but maybe slightly suspicious. But no, it doesn't say anything about it. It's just yeah. Okay. Is anyone wanting to have any more conversations with each other?
Is Dorian still in his room?
Now at this point I'm getting out of the room, but kind of like still not really there yet.
I'm just at the front door being like, I don't care where we go, guys. We just gotta go. Remember, 5 hours. I need to get this over with. Come on.
Okay, so as you're sort of just about to enter the main sort of area, Franklin, you're at the door. There's 2 policemen looking like they're heading towards quickly and are going to enter quickly.
I'm like, oh, hello there, officers. How can I help you?
It is a human. She has sort of longish hair, but that's still like sort of police uniform, police hat, and then she's kind of accompanied by this short kobold, probably the same sort of size as you there, with the police attire as well. And they approach you, sort of give you a swift sort of glance, and then if you would just step inside, sir. Right now we are doing a quick inspection of everything that's going on here in this establishment. I don't know where Bones is at this point? Have you rejoined the group, or are you still sort of over the other side, maybe?
It depends on how long there was in between. I think I would have, as soon as the Triton left, I would have not.
I think this is maybe
kind
happening. Just at the end of that interaction.
Okay.
So I think you're maybe still there, just about to think about heading over.
I say, oh, it's so funny that you two are here, because I've seen these flyers everywhere. And I reach into my jacket and on a small, like, postcard size thing, it says, wanted by the temple guard, and it's a picture of these two policemen.
That's crazy.
She takes it, looks confused, but doesn't seem to care so much. They're distracted a little bit in this moment. If you wanted to scurry away, or what?
What would I be scaring away? I really raised my voice so that as many people as
Okay.
possible.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say,
Do we hear this?
Clip them out.
yes, officers, I would be happy to show you around this establishment.
I think you all hear that and realize that there's police officers at the door.
Okay, I see that.
Can I beeline towards the door?
Yeah, absolutely.
How far are the officers away when?
Like 50 feet.
Okay, so can I go up to them still in this other alternative look? I guess.
This elf.
I
Yeah.
haven't gone back. I'd be like, hola, hola, policía, policía, hola, hola.
Yes. What? Stay inside, sir. Stay inside.
Estoy buscando para el biblioteca. ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde el biblioteca?
I don't speak your. Do you speak this?
Necesito un biblioteca. ¿Dónde está?
They're looking very rattled now at what's going on with this rat and this foreigner. That definitely gives people enough time to do whatever they want to inside.
Would they not be more put off by the little flyer that says wanted by temple guard?
They are confused by it, but even if they believe that it's legitimate, they kind of believe that they have more authority than that. So they're just gonna.
That's it.
That was
crumble
beautiful
out.
though.
Yeah.
It was great. That was a great idea.
Yeah.
Love it.
I
Yeah.
run into my room, open the window, and try to, climb up to the roof. Like, I'm used to this. I'm a thief, so I guess it's not that complicated. for me
yeah.
to climb between
Cool.
those.
Acrobatics.
Okay. So that's the 24.
You absolutely can manage to do that.
Yeah, I went after the rest through the kitchen on the back door from the back. Want to go? Get out of here. I know it.
Right, no. I'm gonna roll perception with disadvantage for these officers. They absolutely don't know what to see.
Cool.
Doing that. You're in your disguise.
I'm in my disguise,
Creep
but
is dead
if
behind your
Neo
map.
insists, I'll grab a pancake to go and follow into the kitchen.
I take some fish into work.
Okay.
I feel like I would
You look slightly different.
I feel like I would have been a little bit dazed still and not really moved originally until probably Leo grabbed me and pulled me along. So I didn't really, maybe I was a little bit out of it and got. So I would definitely go along, but I just wasn't really fully focused on everything going on around.
So is there a back door at the kitchen where you can leave? Okay. I first want to check if there's anyone outside. I mean, if they're checking the building, there might be police on the backside.
No, there isn't anybody at the back door. I think you get the sense that if they knew that this group was in this location, they'd maybe have brought a bit more backup. They're just maybe checking lots of different places just to see if the people are there that they're looking for. So at this point, this officer is just gonna have had enough with this and just try and push you aside.
Office. No. La biblioteca. ¿Dónde?
I
I don't know what you're saying? And they'll really like charge you at this point.
Can I walk around the building and watch from like a bystander? I mean, I look like nobody in particular, just an elf.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's fine.
As he charges, can I attempt to trip him?
Yeah.
Like, does it make it look like it's part of his charge out? Because I'm just moving quickly out the way, but my foot just happens to be in the wrong place as he charges at me.
Yeah. So yeah, as sure. I don't know. What do I make you roll for that?
Lovely.
Sleight of foot. Yeah, I kind of do want to make you roll sleight of hand to like just put that foot out.
22.
22. Yeah, I think you absolutely managed to trip them. I'm gonna roll. I thought that was 1 bit to 7, but it's still not good. So this police officer, she tries to push you out of the way really aggressively. You trip her and she falls into quickly.
Like, la policía en esta ciudad no bueno.
She turns around to you and says, "That was on purpose! Arrest him!" And she points at the kobold who tries to put a hand on you.
Franklin steps in front of the kobold and is like, whoa, I was here, I witnessed it. No one tried to trip no one.
But we don't know that's Bones, right?
Oh, yeah,
no
true.
right.
No, nobody would know.
I still hate the police.
Yeah. I'm
That's
just
true.
saying for the rest of us, we
Yeah.
can't intervene because we don't know that's Bones.
But everyone's
Might
sort
assume it.
of scattered at this point, and it's kind of just Franklin and one there. You're kind of watching from a distance outside.
Yeah.
You're on the roof. I don't know. Are you kind of watching
No one.
down from the roof, or are you just
Just making myself ready to jump to the next one, depending on if someone is following.
Okay, right? Yeah. Okay.
I'd be like, to piazza, your feet, bad.
Coming back to the feet.
I don't care about the reason we're here. We're arresting this man right now. And she gets up and attempts to kind of
When
grapple
she's
you.
still on the
basically.
ground, then if she's grabbing at me, can I kick her in the face and try and stunning strike her?
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as I realise she's really not going to give up.
And
The 15 to hit?
yeah.
And she's on the ground, so you'd have.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, advantage.
Yeah, because she's prone. Yeah, the second one was a 26.
Nice.
So I'll spend the key on that. I'm not actually trying to damage her.
No, yeah,
But
just
the
stunning.
stunning strike
Yeah.
was it. So that's a 16 save on Callum.
Yeah, failed.
And then
Stunned.
I'm also going to do the exact same thing to the kobold.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it, roll.
I'm watching all of that eating my pancake.
We're in the back alley, just
21
Waiting
to
in
hit
the
the
sun.
kobold.
Yeah, that's fine. That hits.
Right.
Go for another stun.
Yeah. I'm trying to stun them both once I realise there's something great.
Yeah, another fail. Yeah. You've just turned around and stunned both of these police officers. The rest of the people in Crickley's are not going to stand up and say anything. There's not really many people here. There's maybe just three other people. But they are just kind of get up and sort of leave if they have rooms in Crickley's and go back to their room. Just kind of ignore the situation. And Mr. Crickley himself comes out and addresses you, looks down at the scene, and is just says,
What's all this? You assaulted these police officers.
No. They fall. They fall over.
They both fell and knocked themselves out.
See.
Well, if others realize they're missing, they might come looking for them. I don't want that sort of trouble around here. You deal with this. I don't care how, I don't care why. I don't want this mess in my establishment.
and he kind of bangs his cane on the ground.
Hey, Mr. Crickley, I'm coming. I'm helping.
They drink too much.
Well, I don't want the details, sir. I just want it gone.
They will disappear, no problem.
Franklin, you're in this situation too?
Yeah, after seeing this gentleman deal with the pigs, he's just gonna clap and say, "Muy bien, mi amigo." Yeah, and then he's just gonna think really long and hard to try and find the words in this language that's quite foreign to him, and say, "Les cochons sont merde."
No entiendo.
Sorry, that's the best I got. You're cool, right? What do we do now?
Leo, have you come out of the kitchen to kind of help
Yes,
move
yes,
these
yes,
bodies?
Trying to get plus pointed.
Yeah, quickly kind of looks over the scene and just goes back to his kind of office in the back where he was working.
As he's on his way back, you'll see Zion walking through the kitchen, having taken like one of the oldest bottles of wine from the cellar. I take the cork out with my mouth, I spit it at his face, and I say, "I quit." And I just walk right past him.
He just reels back and just whips around and is like, "Zion! Zion, what's the meaning of this?"
I just walk past him.
You just ignore it.
With nothing else to say to him. I think I've decided to stand up to him for the first time.
Wow. Kind of standing there in shock. This is like, because he's a very intimidating guy, this angler fish face. And there's not a lot of people that have ever kind of had this attitude towards him before. So I think he's in shock. I don't think he's going to chase after you. I don't think he's going to do anything like that. But just kind of have a moment of just kind of gathering himself as this has happened and just it starts kind of muttering and shuffling over back to his office.
Can I make a jump to another, like, room? As, you know, the police officer was like, "I don't care, I've got to arrest them anyway," kind of thing.
Yeah, that was
I can hear that on the roof. That he screams something like that.
okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, another acrobatics.
That's 23.
Yeah, cool. You're gone. You can go as far as you want.
Just
Is
the
that your
next
plan?
roof.
Okay, you're
I'm
just
gonna observe from there because I can't
Okay.
see from the roof of the thing. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to be on the house that stuff happens on. I want to be on the next one and looking down.
Sure. Yeah, that's absolutely where you are right now. So, are you all back together trying to deal with these police officers?
I guess
Yeah, I
so.
basically have both of them right now. And I'm
Okay.
trying to decide where to put them.
We could just bring them back to the police station.
We probably have somewhere to go, to be perfectly honest. So it was not best to like just sort of like, who cares if it affects over quickly?
Yes, but there's still something kind of important in this building.
We can take it with us, can't we?
Well, only Bones knows where it is, and he's not here.
The heart is hidden upstairs.
Oh, there you are.
I knew I liked that guy.
Aha!
We can take it and make a plan on the way. Where we're
Though
going next.
I have a reason to believe, Elwyn, you might be the best person to carry it. From what I've seen on my paper that I've not said anything about, but
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Yeah, for sure.
I don't think I should touch the thing again. I mean,
You hear that reassuring voice in your head again. I know it's a voice in your head, but it definitely feels different to all those other voices. It feels
yeah, and I'm telling that voice in a way that the young ones can hear as well. I don't want to.
if you do not, the others will be in danger.
Fine. Okay. Then. Okay. Where is it?
can I take her to? Well, they deal with the body. Can you deal with these pair? And we'll get the hut.
Is that what you do?
I'm gonna do like a surround check from the like up roof. That's
Yeah.
the whole point why I was there in the first place. Checking
Okay.
if someone is approaching as well. Hear the commotion.
Yeah, sweet. You overhear a conversation going on the ground below. You're still on the roof of this building. And it's two just sort of, they look like sort of city workers, they're just sort of maintenance people. They're putting up a poster on the wall of this building. And it takes your notice because you hear a name you recognize. Thatchley. So that's when you kind of turn your ear and you listen into this conversation. Yeah, you overhear them talking about friends of theirs who work in a factory in Scrubblesly, and they're talking about how Thatchley was a friend of a friend that also worked in this factory and disappeared. And you hear them talk about this guy, William Wallerman. Yeah, so they're talking about how this guy William Wallerman was the owner of this factory. What was it again? In Scrubblesly. Yeah, they're talking about this guy in a bad light. They're saying that he sort of, abuses his power, sort of thing. So you make that connection between actually was working in this factory that was owned by William Wallerman in this moment.
Who's Reynard's dad?
Yeah. So, are you just sort of hiding these stunned police officers, or
Well,
what are you doing with them?
Carrying them back, yes.
Should we put them down the laundry chute? Is that thing?
No. Not thinking about. I don't think Crookley's has a laundry sheet.
Stun officially does only last for one turn, but I don't know if if more happened with that hit.
How long is the turn?
6 seconds.
But 6 seconds.
Oh boy.
But originally I'd hit them so that we could run away, but then Crickley came out and everyone started gathering, so I wasn't going to do. But
Yeah, no.
No, I think that's fine. I think they're still sort of knocked out.
okay.
For now.
Okay, I'm dragging them back in the back alley, and I imagine next to Crickley's there's another establishment, whatever it is, and they have their own Crickley's, and they have their own trash bin, like trash bins.
Yeah.
Because Crickley wanted them gone, right? So I'm putting them in the other trash bin.
Here we go.
So there are these like big like sort of skips.
Yes.
So quickly is kind of a separate building. It's detached from the building next to it. So there's a couple of alleyways down the side that leads to the back where some people went to. And yeah, so you go down the alleyway where you know the rubbish is, and you don't put in that one, but you across the other side. As you do that, you notice a piece of paper kind of sticking out of a pocket.
Okay, I take it.
Yeah.
It's police.
This was the kind of written orders that they were given. And as you're reading it, you're reading descriptions of this group. What form did Reslana see you in?
She only ever saw me as Minden, because I was the other side of the. I was the other side of the building because I didn't see her, and then I came out the building as Minden. I think I came around the other side because
Yeah, I think you might be right. I
because
think
we
you're right.
heard Percival coming, so I disguised as Minden at that point. So I don't think she ever saw Bones.
Yeah. So it's a description of this group, but instead of Bones, it's a description of Minden.
Oh, poor Minden. We tried to keep him out of this. So hard.
What the fuck is that serious?
And there are some handwritten descriptions, but it's a sort of template like there's sort of printed elements. So like there's a box that says who gave the orders, sort of thing. So and in that box you see a name, Chief Stonewall, which yeah, I don't think isn't a name that anyone's sort of recognized so far.
I'm probably on that paper.
You might not be on. You might only be the dwarf as well.
I mean, they were looking for us, but that was the
Yeah, I guess
difference.
they know you anyway. But you were on the same side of the building as me, and came back
Right.
as the dwarf.
Yeah,
The war. True. Yeah.
but with a silly hat.
With the silly hat.
Yeah. Instead of the description of what you know as Elwyn, it is a description of this dwarf disguise that you had in that moment. Okay, so you've dealt with these police officers. Have you tied them up in any way, or are you just
No,
putting them
they're just
in the
in
skip?
Can I close the lid really
I was
well or lock it? Sometimes they have a lock, right?
I was gonna say
Just put another one on top of it.
I would try and seal
That's
them
an
with
idea.
a blowtorch.
Do you have a blowtorch?
Yeah. I cast heat metal around the rim.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Okay.
They do take 2d8.
Well, you're not heating them. You're just sealing. You're just using it to
Yeah.
seal this metal
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
Small metal
although
area.
it does say that the object glows red hot and any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8.
They don't have physical contact. They have physical contact with
I
the
mean,
trash.
there's probably stuff inside that's separate.
Yeah, that's
The
probably.
trash will protect
No,
them, you know.
Yeah.
As,
Warm bed.
as you're doing that, so again,
Really warm
so
there.
it's warm enough to melt the metal, but not warm enough to pass through to them. I'm going to do shape water, put some water over to seal it quick. So try to push it open, seal it.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so you kind of seal them in.
So we established that next to that it's crinkles with the cupcakes. So there's all these leftover cupcakes in
They
there.
didn't hire me as a chef, so
No, Crinkles was in a completely different area.
Aw.
Crinkles is not directly next to Crinkles.
Oh, my, what?
I'll be too confused.
I was misled.
Involved.
I thought we were going for muffins in the morning. Right, I saw this.
Yeah, sorry. It would be quite a journey to get to the moment. Unfortunately.
Where is Crinkles? Can you bring up the map? Actually?
We need to sell this right now.
Crinkles is in.
Don't just pick the furthest away down.
Cupcakes and coffee shop.
No, no,
Everything goes.
I'm sure I mentioned it earlier.
The
Yeah.
furthest away.
Let's cut to when I mentioned that.
Oh, now we know.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Or Ross didn't mention it.
Or I didn't
He just
mention
looked
it.
at
In which case, we would have just cut to me going like this.
Very disappointed.
We're keeping all this in, right?
Yes. Okay, so that's what's happening with you guys. Dolian, I think you catch a glimpse of these posters because this isn't the only one that's being put up. There's, if you look across the road from your angle on this building, you see a couple of the other ones, and it's they're basically like election posters. There seems like there might be even in the midst of all this chaos, there's some sort of election happening at some point soon, and you see drawing or a kind of illustration of this Aquarian woman with a sort of puffer fish face, and it says it just says simply vote for Mallory Brackus.
So can I try to go off the building again and join the others?
Okay, so you're coming down, you're joining the others. You guys were getting the heart.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, I've led Elwyn to where I'd stashed the heart. I think it was somewhere up in the attic, if I remember right.
Yeah, you'll be able to remember exactly where you hid it. And are you kind of revealing it from this cloth, or are you
Not necessarily. I'd be like very cautiously around it, but I would be cautious if I were you. But you seem to be the least affected by it, at the very least. It is wrapped up, so you don't need to physically touch it.
Yes. You know, Bones, you opened up a bit this morning, so I think it's fair if I do too. So, when I touched this, there were these voices. And also in my dream tonight, I heard a voice. It told me that that there's something I need to do, and that I should trust the heart. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, because in my past, some of the voices were misleading and quite destructive. And then I take it, but with the cloth around it, making sure that I'm not touching it with my bare hands.
So as you fully grasp it this time, and it's not just a kind of gentle, kind of cautious prod like last time, you get a rush of those voices first, but there quickly you feel a sort of radiation of magic from the gem itself that banishes those voices. And you feel warmth, and you feel comfort radiating from this gem for you.
I
Stow it in the cloak.
tuck it away safely.
Okay.
Do you speak Aglarian? What's the language, sorry, again?
Aquarian?
Aquarian.
Aquarian, sorry, that's it. Do you speak Aquarian?
Actually, I don't remember.
Yes, you do, because that was one of the reasons
Those, yeah.
that you were paired up with Dolian, so that he could so that you guys could interact with some of the native people here who don't speak common.
Yeah, I do.
I found this in the library. It might be of interest to you.
Okay.
There's like a long pause before that moment, but then passes that over.
Did you read this out?
Maybe.
So, it is ancient Aquarian,
Mm-hmm.
but I think you maybe pick up some of the gist of the story. But what you do immediately notice is the bit in modern Aquarian in the middle that says, only those of royal blood can move the heart of Atlantia. And perhaps there was a little bit of a mistranslation, or they didn't quite finish the sentence. Only those of royal blood can move the heart of Atlantia and not be harmed.
Okay. You probably saw this line that was scribbled in here, right? Well, there's a bit missing from it. They didn't finish the translation. It actually says, only those of royal blood can move the heart of Atlantia and not be harmed.
And it occurs to you that you moved the gem, but you also don't appear to have been harmed, but you know that you're not of royal blood, but maybe it's to do with something else. Are you guys rejoining the group at this point?
Do you have blood?
Yeah, I guess we are.
Okay, so as you reconvene all together, the city shakes again. This time for longer and more impactful than the previous earthquake. You look around, cracks appear in the buildings beside you. Pieces of the roof of Crickley's are falling off. There's other people in the streets around you that are kind of screaming and running for cover. Chimneys are falling off rooftops. If you look over in the bridge above you, you're in under bridge. Stone pieces are crumbling and falling off the bridge above you. It's holding on to its structural integrity in this moment, but yeah, crashing down into the city below. The dome itself, the barrier that is keeping everyone safe from the crushing water outside, starts to flicker. Yeah, I guess you might not know from this vantage point, but let's just zoom out. So this is, you're not witnessing this, but this is just what's happening in the city. The sort of fire engines are mobilizing. They're going to put out fires to sort of help civilians that are maybe trapped in crumbling buildings. Mages from the temple have travelled to the edges of the dome, at the points where these flows of energy, these pipes that are bringing energy towards the dome, are meeting the edges of the dome, and the mages are trying to strengthen the dome as it feels like it's weakening. And in this moment, a sense of urgency perhaps falls upon the group.
I've been saying 5 hours. Come on, guys.
Okay, I don't know if this is the most pressing of all our problems, but here, one of the police guys had this thing. They're looking for all of us and the seahorse.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. Instead of your description, it had the dwarf disguise. There were.
Okay.
But yes.
The seahorse and the dwarf.
So somebody must have reported to them when we were at the
Skyport stage.
Skyport. Thank you. Because that's the only time I showed up like that. So
I mean, the only person that comes to my mind is the cat lady. How's she called?
Reslana.
Reslana. I wonder why she would want to report us. Did we?
Well,
So we probably wanted through the streets, so maybe not a good idea to stay here.
Right.
So no matter where we're going, it may be a good idea to go to a Zeppelin
Yes.
and start flying whatever direction we choose when we get there. Where would be best for us to go?
I think we should try to return the heart to the temple. If we don't want the whole city to collapse.
how
So
do
you
we
got the heart now?
how do we get into the temple? You said it's really difficult. I know you did it before.
I did it on my own. Whether or not I can get all of you through the gate is a different measure. But I don't know if they'll be guarding the gate with all that's going on.
Usually places like this have magical seals protecting maybe the most important rooms. I can't get us in there, but the one problem with that is it will make a massive loud noise. So we'll be able to get us in for 10 minutes, but everyone will know where we are. That's if there is a magical seal. If not, if it's just a lock, I assume you'll be able to get us through that. But there may be complications on that front because we're not able to do what you're able to do. So we maybe need to go through some previously locked doors, sneak that way.
Usually my suggestion would be to just fight our way in, killing who we find crossing our path, but I feel like the heart is affecting my emotions. I feel the unusual urge to try to act for the greater good, you could say. I noticed this when the earthquake happened. Usually I'd be fine if the ceiling cracked because I can survive underwater, but this sudden feeling about thinking about the civilians is quite unusual. So I think it is very important for emotional well-being to return the hearts before I become very
Upset.
warm-hearted.
So just to clarify, we're not wanting to return the heart to save the people, but just to return your emotions to normal.
Well, I'd be
Good.
lying if I said that isn't one of my
Okay.
reasons for wanting to. But of course, the urge to return it for the greater good is growing strongly on me. You know. So
What's up with this weird jewel that it changed you like that? Okay. Well, I guess we gotta do that. If it's only to turn you back to normal.
I mean,
I like this. There's like this selfish reason, like because this unselfish reason is growing. That
Yes.
you feel like it needs to.
I mean
That's brilliant. I love that.
that fits with my character.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Considering how the gem has affected other people, I guess I'm lucky that nothing else is happening. But melting my heart too much might not be good for the group either. So I don't want it to get to a point where I cannot attack people because I'm not wanting to hurt them. You know.
So,
Well, I think for maybe the rest of us, we might die if we don't sort this out, because this may collapse around us. So definitely, there's some encouragement there.
That'll probably be okay.
So 2 of you was excited, 4 maybe less so. And I don't really want any more
figure
blood in
something
my
out. I'll be fine.
So just me.
disappear into the
Leo,
coat.
can you survive too, Leo?
No, I can't survive.
Okay.
My family can survive. It's kind of like item stakes in this, yes.
Okay, yeah.
You might die as well.
I can't breathe in water.
So okay, my family, me,
Yeah, so
nice.
there's
Do it for us.
maybe a question of the pressure. So I assume these two may be able to survive because of how far down below the water you've maybe been before, and your structure is not flesh. So
Doesn't look like you do.
exactly. Whereas the pressure of all that water would crush you. So it's maybe best if we try and sort this out quite swiftly.
Are you heading to the Zeppelin? There is like
Do the last one.
yeah.
To the Zeppelin. I like
Wait,
how long we took to discuss
to the
if it's a good idea to save the world, you know. Yeah, I think the city, but this underwater world, you know.
It's important to consider the options from time to time.
Agreed.
As this sort of chaos is going on around you, there's chimneys falling, the streets are sort of still kind of, you're getting those sort of aftershocks still. There are kind of other sort of civilians sort of scrambling and running to find sort of safety. So you manage to go through and get and go up to the top of Crickley's where there was that tether, and your balloon is still there.
Our balloon's not quickly, so it's the other. It's one town over, remember, because we don't want people falling.
Ah, true. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So we
it's-
run.
That's
Okay.
a wee bit of
So you're-
work, saves a bit of time.
That's fine. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you managed to get there, no problem. Anyway, cost you a little bit of time to get there. Maybe 10 minutes if you're running. Not sprint, not full on sprint, but if you're hurrying, then maybe 10 minutes to get there. And then,
What time is it now to be clear?
Exact second, please, Dad.
This is the countdown for the magical item.
so, if it was around 12 when you left, so 10 past 12 when you get to the Zep. Does that work?
Yeah, that's great for me.
Because you all had those kind of interactions with the with your contact, the tragic contact that you met up with, the police coming in. That didn't take too long. Yeah. So you're arriving in a Zeppelin. Is Zion going for the driver's position, going for the helm?
Yeah, so I quickly sort of jump on and I say, Julian, loose the ropes! And I start putting some random other ship type quotes on there just to make it look like sure, hands to the crow's nest! Even though there's no crow's nest at all. And then I press the button that says start, and then I just go. That's how they work.
Yeah, it's basically like a sort of oval, sort of American football shaped type balloon that's being held by this sort of rope, sort of netting around it that's coming together in the middle, and then there's this hanging sort of basket in this sort of ship, sort of wooden, wood and metal sort of basket that's hanging below it, and behind there are a couple of propellers. So yeah, as you press the button there, these propellers sort of start up. So it will take you about 15 minutes with the Zeppelin to get to, I assume the temple is your destination. Is there anything you're discussing with each other in the time, or are we just sort of emotionally preparing?
It is rather strange. I do feel bad for the policemen that we put into a bin, but at the same time, it was good. They were safe from the...
Just maybe a slight question though.
It's really
Franklin,
weird.
did we put in air holes?
Oh, sure.
They may be suffocating as we speak.
Whoops.
Maybe that's not complete. That's right, is it? How full was it?
Yeah, they've got a half their ear.
They're gonna be fine, right?
I'm not gonna shed a tear for a couple of pigs. I feel bad about those workers in the spaceport, to be honest.
But wasn't that the plan all along? You know, to shoot anything that comes? So why do you feel bad?
Yes.
Okay. As you are flying over the city, seeing down below in the streets, people trying to help each other out. Buildings are cracked, streets are cracked. Franklin, you see that the chimney that is kind of a part of your home really is partially collapsed. So yeah, don't know the state of how your dwelling place might be. And there's various sort of fires, there's smoke, there's even a partial landslide that's happened on the south side of the cliff. And as you approach the temple, you see that pieces of the temple have also kind of, some stone has collapsed and dropped down to the ground. It's fairly empty, the sort of temple complex. The buildings, there doesn't look like there's too many people around. There's maybe some groups of people sort of preoccupied with the damage that's been done to some of these outer sort of buildings. But you might notice that there are, on either end of the dome, quite far in the distance for you in this moment as you're heading towards the center. But you do see these kind of streaks of magic that you can assume are people of magical ability trying to strengthen this magical structure. Where do you think you want to sort of move?
Fine, where did we land?
Crazy idea. You know, some rocks maybe are kind of coming off in the temple.
Yeah.
Why don't we all maybe let it try and crash through that and try and get off beforehand? Make a bit of a distraction.
Sounds good.
Does anyone have the ability to does anyone have the spell Featherfall? I don't have that. Franklin?
Yep.
Like, you could help us be able to get down safely and crash like a big distraction at the temple. Do we want to destroy the temple to save the city?
Save the city? I thought we want to return the stone.
Yeah, but you know, we might destroy the temple a little bit by putting the ship into it. Just wondering.
Could we aim the ship slightly over from the temple, maybe?
Well, and land on some. Oh, just land
We,
normally.
we jump out in the courtyard of the temple, and then the
Yeah,
ship should
ship
first
doesn't
sail
crash.
on towards.
Destroying another building that is not the temple.
Yeah, no, it's more so the distraction for people inside the temple so we can sneak a little bit better, but maybe that's not a good idea. So would that make sense?
Would that be the opposite of a distraction?
But if
Would
we
it
crash
be
into the other
on-
side, they would go look at the other side of the temple. And we can walk in through the front
Yeah,
door.
but everyone would be alerted that something.
Nah, something's going on as
Well,
well.
something's going on already, right?
I would
That's
just
true.
jump off with Featherfall, eh? And then Try to sneak in.
Yeah.
Or we just land down or we can land on top of the. Because we don't want that to crash and kill something. So if anything like breaks the temple, but maybe we'll land.
It's gonna float.
Yeah, but we'll still land it, but won't it? I can just stay up.
I
here
mean,
forever.
basically, what you did before was you kind of let it kind of hover a few feet off the ground, or like 5, 10
Ah,
feet
you
off the
stayed
ground,
there.
and tethered it, and you kind of were all able to climb down. And then it was kind of hovering there overnight.
Okay.
That's what you.
Well, we'll just do that again then, because we can just tie it to the top of the temple. We can get back to that, no problem. So.
Well,
I feel like that might be the opposite of too far into the not stealthy category.
Yeah.
We park our ship at the top of the temple
Well, if
and
they're inside, they'll
announce
see it.
our arrival.
if we
It's a complex, you understand? Yes.
Yeah, but I'm sure there'll be a building.
There's a wall, and then there's a main temple building, and there's multiple other buildings in the complex.
So,
if we drive the airship really fast over the top, but turn off the acceleration, like as we're jumping, it will come to a stop at some point.
yeah,
It'll like just drift forward
And
into the city
continue to drift.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
without killing people, but also without giving away our position.
I suppose. So,
That sounds smart.
Okay,
well, let's do that then.
is that the plan? So how high are you flying at this point? Are you-
60 feet. Oh no, wait. 120.
So are you aiming to my question really is, are you aiming to get to the top of the temple, or are you kind of flying nearer the ground and trying to get off on the ground?
How far does Featherfall take us down?
I'm
No,
just.
I think it's 50. I think it's 60 feet around, but it lasts a minute. You could fall from any height.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, so you got okay.
The point, yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Like you could use it to jump out a plane, and it would be a parachute. essentially.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Gotcha.
So as high as we need to. So the roof of the temple is like caving in.
No, it's not caved in. There's just some pieces of the kind of outer walls that have kind of fallen off, and there's
Okay.
huge pieces of stone sort of embedded in the ground around it.
I'm just wondering. So we know that the heart was stolen by Reyna, right? He probably didn't get that done by himself, but I wonder. I mean, our aim is to return the heart, so that's probably also what the guards of the temple would want. So I wonder.
Although Reynar stole it, but he stole it. He said he stole it with Reslana. Reslana, who does work for the temple, but clearly
Or does she work for the police? Does she work for the temple?
Reynar said she worked for the temple. However, the suggestion might be in place that she's playing a little bit of a double agent role here.
Yeah.
So I don't know how confidently we can trust the temple guard because they may be taking orders from her.
Right. That's just what I wanted to. To clear.
Okay. So you approach the temple with the zeppelin. You're casting Featherfall on the 5 that need it.
Yeah.
You're leaving the zeppelin on, right? So that you're jumping out. The zeppelin continues forwards, and you're landing on the ground outside the temple.
Yeah, I think we basically took our foot off the accelerator.
Yeah.
That's why it'll
Yeah, so
drift
it's continue-
forward,
it's
but
drifting
not-
forward.
It's not going full speed.
Yeah,
It's going full water.
Okay, perfect. So you're on the ground. The zeppelin is continuing forward. Are you entering the temple?
Are we looking like ourselves, or the ones that can?
I don't know if I have another choice.
Yeah, sure.
There's nobody around you. There's no groups
Right,
of,
so we
of
just look back
guards or
ourselves.
anything that are going to come after you at this moment. They're all preoccupied with this earthquake that's just happening.
Can I sneak like towards the door and have like a little peek?
Yes.
A super peak.
Supremes.
Supreme peek. Supreme peek.
Yeah, so as you sort of peer in, these are like grand doors. If you imagine something like Notre Dame or whatever. So these doors are really tall, like huge, big double doors. So you kind of peer in this door, and the inside of this main area looks or has the feel of a cathedral space. The ceilings are very high, elaborate sort of stonework, but it's all sort of centered around this dais in the middle, and there's nobody around. basically. There's stone pillars, flagstone floor, and various exits and entrances.
So I'm gonna call back to the group. We can go in here. There's nobody here.
All right.
We good?
Should I castle help?
Yeah, sure.
Good.
Maybe save your spells.
Alright, I'll save myself.
Maybe
Well,
if there's like a tunnel down or something, then that might be a good choke point to like alarm. Find a good choke point. To actually know where we're going exactly.
What?
So it doesn't look like there are any ways up. The building is so tall that it's just that high ceiling. So there doesn't look like there's any rooms above you. And this this temple is built on this kind of low hill in the middle of the city. So you can probably deduce there might be a way down rather than up.
So what's like in the center of the temple? Usually there's something like.
So there's this kind of grand sort of stone dais that's not got anything on it at the moment. Actually, if you look closer at this stone object in the middle, you can see that there is actually a sort of depiction of the temple, and then there's a sort of chamber below that's going sort of down, and then they're depicted on this stone, basically, plinth or altar or something, is this kind of cavern system below the temple, and there is some rooms kind of depicted just before this cavern system appears. You can kind of see that there's exits on either side to the left and right that look like there may be staircases spiraling down.
Looks like we might have to head down.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic. So for the next 10 minutes, as long as I'm concentrating, I'll be able to sense magical presence within like 30 feet of any magical items or objects or anything like that. I can penetrate through up to 1 foot of stone. So anything centered around me within 30 feet, so we get a rough idea of what direction to go as we keep traveling. So I can go down a set of stairs and maybe I'll keep an eye out for any magical traps in place and things like that. So I'm happy to take second from the lead.
Sure.
So the gem did speak to me earlier or in my dream. It hasn't done that now because it's probably been wrapped, or it's. Wouldn't it guide me if this is what it intended me to do?
No, I don't think so. Not in this moment. It's not going to speak to you again.
So we're searching for a way down, right? So maybe we should search for a way down. So keep a lookout.
Let's. I mean, certainly.
So do we roll perception or something?
No, I mean it's pretty obvious that these that there's on the left and the right there are these spiral staircases.
How
that
many?
go down.
2.
And just
Okay.
2.
Right or left? We can't.
Start heading towards the right one.
Can we see on this?
The correct one, you mean?
I mean, you described this picture of that, but we can't see if. Okay.
No, it doesn't have those staircases.
I follow Bones.
I'll follow you both.
Split the party? No.
No.
Franklin, do you want to go East Side Adventure? No.
Okay, I'll just take it right on.
Okay. As you all descend this staircase, the sounds of the chaos above in the city gradually grow less and less. You descend for feels like an age, but in reality, it's only maybe like takes you just over 5 minutes to actually descend these stairs. And as you near the bottom, there's a sort of faint sort of light. You can hear the trickle of water, as if there's some sort of fountain or something. And you hear voices. Yeah, voices that aren't quite familiar to you.
Can I see if I recognize Rizlana's voice?
Perception, I guess.
That's I get advantage. That's 10.
Advantage. No.
Isn't your advantage to do with smell? Do you smell in the voice?
There are also no smells you recognize.
Sad.
I'll also be Raynar as well, I think, for this purpose.
Oh.
As I'm going down, so I'm disguised as Raynar. Just in
Interesting.
case.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's-
Are you all emerging from the staircase, or are you?
Well, as we're getting closer, like if we're within 30 feet of it, it's magical. That would pop up, and if you can even see like the outline of people as well.
Within 30 feet?
Yep.
No. The only magical presences you're feeling are the ones that are in this party already.
We stealthily look through the door then? Should we go ahead?
There's not quite a door. The staircase stops being surrounded by stone as you're sort of descending through the hill here, and just starts being a sort of open staircase down to the floor of this room. There's sort of 10 feet of that is covered by stone, and then it kind of opens up. The last 10 feet kind of opens up as the end of the staircase is just kind of descending into this room. So are you just above? Sorry, the top of the staircase that's entering this room, or
Yeah. And then maybe Dillian and I try and sort of sneak a peek stealthily without being too dramatically.
Okay, roll me perception.
Perception.
Yeah.
Is this based on sight?
I think so. What else? What else would it be? Or
And where I get advantage if it's based on sight.
ah,
So
yes,
double check.
true. Yeah,
It's an
okay.
18.
Yeah, for sure.
Not one.
Good.
18.
18. Yeah, within 18, I think you can tell that this is a very large chamber, maybe 200 feet across, and there's this blue glow that's very reminiscent of the barrier and of these sort of pipes where this energy is flowing.
Do we see the other staircase as well? Do they both go down to the same chamber? Or we see the entrance to the staircase?
Yeah, you do see the other staircase. It's just across the other side.
That's what I was hoping.
You would have ended up at the same point.
That'd have been a good side adventure, Franklin. There we go.
And I think maybe you're convinced that this is the wrong place.
Yeah, I think we need to go somewhere else. What do you think? It doesn't look like, a space where something like that would.
I mean, it's not like this blue energy that looks remarkably like the barrier that seems to be falling apart or anything, so of course.
So, yeah, let's turn back in.
Yeah, you head back.
Okay, so I'm starting to turn back.
I don't leave. I just stay where I am.
I mean, it's gonna be a struggle trying to squeeze past everyone standing on the staircase. Like, this is a single file staircase. This is
Yeah, I'm
not-
gonna be like, guys, we need to go up again. This is the wrong place, actually. I think we need to take the other stairs.
I think he's messing with you.
You think so?
Yes.
Really? And I turn back, Mr. Bones?
Never.
So we should leave, right?
Never heard so much sarcasm from an automaton. It's amazing.
Yeah, Bones, are you capable of human emotion? Because sometimes I've got this feeling that you treat Dorian slightly different than the rest. What?
No, of course not. No, never. No idea.
To be
what you're
fair,
talking
I've been on the receiving end of that a few times as well. Just putting that.
Maybe it's just my protective nature of Dorian that made me think that. My apologies.
about. Elwyn, do you want to just take a look into this room very briefly and see if you notice anything that might be interesting to us? Because Julian doesn't think there's anything in here for us to see.
Okay, and as you say that, as all this sort of whispering has been going on,
Down.
you all hear a booming voice.
Show yourselves!
Hi there.
I'll stride out as Reynard.
And Reynard. Okay.
What do I actually see, I guess, when I'm in the room?
Yeah.
I'm
So
looking confident and slightly annoyed.
I'm gonna pull you over to the map.
Ooh,
Here is the space that you see as you emerge as Reynard. The group of people plus so you see some more of these clockwork constructs surrounding them as well. They are quite far across this gap. You see these 4 pipes essentially. Although actually no, more cables is kind of a better term because they're quite sort of flexible. Trailing down into the abyss below. This is a huge hole, essentially. And there is a sort of metal grate going around it. And yeah, you can definitely tell that these are coming out of this hole, and these are the pipes that are splitting off 2 and 2, going each way across to the barrier. If that makes sense. So these things are stretching all the way up and going through a hole in the ceiling. That you didn't see when you were in the temple. You didn't see where they kind of come in. It's sort of they come in the side of the hill, basically, essentially, and then come down to here. So I think I remember saying that you heard the trickling of water. So as you would have entered this space, you would have realized that every wall has basically a thin sort of waterfall. Yeah, basically there's like a very thin, few centimeters long gap at the top and the bottom, and there's water flowing down every single wall here. On your side here is another stone dais, essentially, and this one has a sort of stone, small stone pillar, and at the top a metal claw. Yeah, you have a feeling that something might be supposed to be grasped by this metal claw. You hear a voice booming. It's not a voice from any of the ones that are across the other side of the room. This is a different voice.
Lift your disguise. I know who you are. Tell the others to join us.
Have any idea where the voice is coming from? Like, is it in my head or is it?
It's in your head, but you feel like it is also reverberating out all around.
I'm not gonna move.
Okay.
Just see what happens.
Well, if they won't come willingly,
All of the rest of you feel like you're held in place. You feel like you're held in place as well, but the rest of you feel like you're being dragged out and placed beside Bones here.
Oh, there we are.
You're all being held in place by a force that feels like it's beyond any of you. A force that feels like it's just incredibly powerful. And the voice addresses each of you individually.
automaton.
Can I use? I have one of my actions is stillness of mind, where
Okay.
I can spend an action to end an effect on me that's causing, like, charming, frightened things of that ilk.
Why do you seek to help these people? They are not your friends. They are not worth saving. Go, leave this place. Save yourself.
Turns to Leo.
I have seen your dreams, boy. It was all your fault all those years ago. There is nothing you can do to save anyone. Do not try it. You will die.
Franklin.
Rodent! Vermin!
Okay, come on.
Wait, no,
What
not
the
speaking
fuck is this?
Can I cast Dispel Magic?
No. As you reach for the spell, nothing happens.
Oh.
There's one person I imagine to talk back. It's Franklin.
Yeah.
You are not even worth my attention. Flee. Flee this place or stay and die. I do not care. Either is fine with me.
Okay, you hear the voice in your head.
Elwyn. You have the heart. But it will not free you from me. The only freedom you will find from the demon in your mind is death.
And that's all that you hear in that moment.
I knew that already.
Yeah.
Wow,
all that-
very nonchalant.
I mean, do you think why my character was always like that? She knows that.
Mine knew that too, but I don't look at it.
Yeah.
But do you believe it?
Also, I mean, I can't talk back to that voice, right? I'm not Franklin, but if there's one thing my character has learned over the years, don't trust the voices. And that's another voice in my head, so.
And the attention flicks to Zion, and says in your head,
Aha. Man, the new face. A new identity. But what lies in your past? Perhaps shared with another.
And Dolian and Zion, you are physically still here, but in your minds, you're both transported into a memory, a flashback. These are not direct memories. Well, some parts of them are direct memories from some of you, but you're seeing. So first of all, we see your parents as they really were, sitting at a desk in front of a factory. There's a queue of workers lined up in front of them. Your parents have a sheet in front of them. It looks like the workers are all sort of signing something, and then just sort of moving on. And they look happy. They look like proud of what's happening here. We flash to your parents again. They are they're drawing signs. They're making placards. They look again happy to be together, doing something together. And then we flash and we see a crowd of workers striking outside the factory. Your parents have organized and are trying to organize the workers and are trying to fight for fairer working conditions in these factories. We flash to a dark room. A shadowy figure, we can't see their face, pushes some money across the table to not Zion, but Rexium. And we see you in this bald, clean-shaven, scarred head, very different clothes, different demeanor, accepting this money, looking up, and the shadowy figure says, "Leave none alive." As you kind of accept this money, burning house. The house that you recognize as you've gone back to visit a few times. Burning remains of your family home. This was no accident that took your parents' lives. Present.
I scream. real loud and full of rage.
In your head, you hear,
We are not the enemy. Revenge. Take your revenge.
and you just hear laughter. The spell subsides as perhaps the amount of energy needed to hold this spell was huge and intense and massive, and it feels like that magic is draining away, and perhaps won't be able to be used again. What you see in front of you coming out of the hole, huge, enormous tentacles snaking up and just appearing in front of you. I need you all to roll initiative.
Ooh, here we go. This is my highest initiative roll ever.
Oh, we got 13. There we go.
20 not natural.
Oh, okay.
Oh! 6.
9.
Sorry.
Okay, so wait, we've got 20. We've got 13, was it? 13?
Yeah, 13, but I'm going before Leo.
What's the higher deck?
After that. I wasn't just telling her that. Yeah, but I'm gonna
You both got 13.
Please tell me Julian got more than 13. I feel like a dagger's coming my way.
11.
Oh, okay. Give me a chance to beg. No,
You got 11?
Yeah.
9.
9.
It all comes together now.
it wasn't me.
I probably want to kill you right now.
And Franklin?
6.
6. Okay.
Well, you won't need my help with that. Also, I'm not that killing route.
Yeah,
If it not-
you're no support in this right now.
No, not really.
Do you think if
I
I
mean-
banish him, give me enough time to fight that?
You know, there's a difference between protecting you from your own decisions and supporting your decisions.
Yeah, you could probably, keep me down or something.
We will see. I'm not the first one to do anything.
I don't know if we're gonna become friends in this game.
I'm not sure.
How about trying buying you a drink?
I've already tried that.
You need to convince him that you're not the same person. It's gonna be difficult.
And I've just cut my hair to look just like him. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Wait, what?
Here we go.
Oh,
So, this is what you see sort of bursting through the grates here are these tentacles.
Otherwise, they must have made themselves like holes. Otherwise, they would be going like these tiny.
So before this sort of spell releases, you're still being held by this force. You feel like you're being marched closer to the group on the other side of this room, and outside of your control, but you feel the control waning as you're being forced to make this forced march. I keep selecting you all, and it's selecting that tentacle as well.
yeah. Do the tentacles get an attack of opportunity?
No, they're not gonna attack just yet. Fine. I'm doing this, and then moving it back.
Ah. There we are. There we go.
And just at the last moments before this spell is released, Elwyn, the heart.
Mm-hmm.
A tentacle reaches
No,
in,
no, 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 no.
grabs it, and gives it to
The blobfish.
the
Yeah.
blobfish.
I mean, look at
Here he is. What a boy.
Does you
Definitely.
recognize blobfish?
So this blobfish. So he has a police hat that looks like it has a gold sort of star that's not been on any of the other police.
The blobfell.
And it's a very odd sort of shape. It appears as though he's wearing this long police coat that reaches to the ground. But as the tentacle kind of holds the gem out in front of him, this coat sort of drops, and what you see is just this guy just holding up a silver platter, and he is just a blobfish. There's no humanoid form. And
Wait, what?
and this is Chief Stonewall, And there's just a guy dressed in sort of police uniform, just holding him up, just sort of like
Pretending.
struggling with the weight of him.
That's great.
Poor guy. Another 24/7.
And Chief Stonewall grins and laughs as
So just clarifying, is it in the blob's hand or is it in the guy underneath?
the blob doesn't have hands; he's just got these tiny little fins.
So is it the blob's fin?
No, the tentacle is still holding it out, and the tentacle feeds him the gem.
Oh.
And Chief Stonewall swallows the heart of Atlantia. And at this point, this hold person sort of thing drops. You feel yourselves free of this effect, and Chief Stonewall starts to vibrate violently, slides across each side of the platter, and the guy, the policeman holding up the platter, sort of stumbles and falls, but he stays in place as he is now levitating off of the floor. The interesting thing about this guy is that he has this kind of cybernetic sort of eye, kind of replacing one of his own eyes, as he's sort of hovering there and sort of laughing maniacally. And we're going to take a break there and come back to this later.